Hey guys, back with another video. This one's going to be a little bit different, as I say in all my videos, but seriously, this one is a revisit. I built this computer roughly, I don't know, probably about 2.5 years ago, 2 years ago. I'll put the link in the description for this build, and it's come back to me with touching things up, or you know, whether it can be upgraded or whatnot else. So this is where I'm at. So I thought I'd just give you a look. It's just been delivered to me as is. A couple of cables, obviously, we're not going to put those out, and we'll see what we're dealing with. I mean, there's a few things that I've noticed straight away that have been touched and changed. As you can possibly see here, the A1 slot is not populated anymore, so I'm a little bit concerned about that. So we've got unpopulated, populated, unpopulated, but B1 is actually populated, which I'm guessing it would still run, but they have told me that it was having a few dramas and whatnot else. And so yeah, apart from that, it actually looks super clean. I can't really see any major dust bunnies or anything going on with it. And yeah, but I'll take the side of the case off. But you know, obviously it's a bit hard to see in this light, but the monitor is you know, pretty much been touched a billion times. A lot of crap all over it and whatnot else. But apart from that, the keyboard seems to be in good shape. No mouse. Apparently it hasn't been turned on for a while because there was no mouse. But yeah, apart from that, it you know, all looks pretty good. So I'll get the side of the case off and we can have a look at it. Okay, I've taken the side off and I've taken the front off. Now I've just taken the front off, and really in the sun, it's actually done very well. I mean, considering this is 2 years have never been taken off or whatever, but in the last video this was a very interesting thing. The fans themselves just got screwed into this little thing, and then this just popped off. But yeah, I mean, that's, you know, that's actually not bad. It's really not that bad. I mean, bit of dust down there, but apart from that, it's really good. I mean, the only other thing to really have a look at is underneath. Oh, there you go. Bit there, but there's still nothing really concerning. I mean, the graphics card itself looks still very reasonably clean. So, I mean, this case has actually done very well. I mean, it's got, you know, a primary and a secondary dust filter, and this is held up really well, like really well. So, but apart from that, as I said, like, there's no, I mean, not even that. I mean, that's hardly anything on that at all. So, and it's really clean inside. So 2 years of, you know, running and whatnot else, it's turned out really good. There's hardly any dust at all. Obviously the house is kept clean or whatever, but yeah. There you go. Alright, so I'm not too sure what I'm actually going to do with this, but we'll, you know, I mean, the girl that had this, obviously she's older, so I might make this you know, a little bit, I don't know, more mature, I guess. I'll upgrade a few things, but I'll turn it on and I'll see what's going on with it, what programs are going, and yeah, we'll, I don't know, go from there. Cool. Moving on with this build now, and I've decided to go in a bit of a different direction with fans. So with this one just clips off, and you can put them on the opposite side, or you can, I found, put them on the outside. So that's what I'm actually doing. These are ID cooling, and these are the RGB ones. I'm going to go for something a little bit different with this, and still going to go liquid cooling, but I've gone for an ID cooling white, just to accentuate the whiteness of the case and whatnot else. And as you can see here, there are bits and pieces of spray paint. So what I've done is that I've actually blacked this out completely. So now this is all completely black instead of blue. And obviously I taped up, like, you know, the BitFenix symbol, and I taped up all the sides and everything. And yeah, so I've sprayed that black just to sort of, I don't know, I didn't want it blue. And the motherboard that I've got there, which is a Z170A Tomahawk, and it's, you know, it's got like the black and the red and the white, so it's sort of going to go quite well. And what I've actually done as well, I'll show you very quickly, is, here we go. So down here, so what I've done as well is I've done exactly the same thing, is that I've blacked out the back panel. So it will sort of, you'll see it when I put it all on and, you know, and do some other, you know, obviously revisit this in another video, but yeah, so that's what I've actually done. And as well, when I took this off, this here is felt, and as you can see, it's going to act like a perfect filter. The one that came with it was very thin and very fragile. Now, as you know, I haven't touched this case in 2 years, and when I went to pull this off, you put your fingers underneath here and you pull it out. So when I've done that, just that slight bit of, you know, force on there tore the filtration, which, when I call it filtration, it wasn't much, but it did keep out a lot. You can see in the previous build video when I, you know, just got this, there was hardly any dust inside that. So that wasn't all that great, and this was like $1.50 from you know, my local craft store, and that's all it is. It'll work quite well, and yeah, should look pretty cool on that as well. I actually thought about blacking out this whole part, like just that front fascia, but this works very, very well, and we'll soon see what it looks like. I might still have to take that off, just because you might not be able to see those fans all that well, but we'll have a look when we get to it. Okay, cool. Okay, we are completely together. We are ready to turn on and show you all the bits and pieces I've actually done, the lights and whatnot else. But just really, really quickly, so in the previous little snippet video, I was going for the Z170A Tomahawk, and I have elected not to. I have been contracted to do another build, and that Z170 is going to be perfect for it. You'll see that in another video anyway, coming soon. But what I've ended up doing is that I've ended up getting basically the same sort of chipset motherboard. And I don't know if I previously mentioned this, but this PC was sitting on a glass desk. And apparently I got told, yeah, I didn't even know this, but apparently the glass itself shattered at something like really, really creepy, you know, 3 o'clock in the morning or something like that. And so this fell. And so I was wondering why certain things weren't working properly and whatnot else. And I did find a couple of the diodes that actually, you know, come loose, and I was like, what the hell? Anyway, I was very, very fortunate, and I was able to source another LGA 1155 motherboard. And so I've gone with that. Now, this isn't crap stuff. Yes, it's old tech, but you know, I think that it works very, very well. So what I've got in there is a i7-3770, not a K, just the normal. I've used the other RAM, that Dragon Ram, that GEIL, and now I've got an RX 470 Nitro Plus, and that's actually got like this little, you know, RGB little button on it and stuff like that, and the Sapphire logo goes. But you know, apart from that, I've actually got an LED going in there, and I've got RGB fans as well. So realistically, this is not going to be, I'm not going to be asking a lot of money for this, but it's still is a good performer. I must say that I forgot, like with the newest sort of tech, you know, a lot of it can be is, you know, kind of like low power consumption as such. But this old tech, this is a power guzzler, so I ended up having to go for a 750 on there. Anyway, enough talking, so I'll turn it on for you. And yeah, it works and looks pretty cool. It's quiet too, which is great. These are those ID cooling. Now I had to, these ID cooling RGB fans are noisy, really noisy if they go off Molex or, you know, off SATA power or whatever. So these are just all going off the motherboard. You can kind of see it. I'll just flip this little, so that sort of, you know, say accentuates it just that little bit. And I'll just quickly, so I've put this on there, but this is supposed to be RGB, but you'll probably see in a previous sort of build that I had a problem with this one. But this only goes white, purple, blue, and light blue. Doesn't matter. You know, all it's missing is the green, the yellow, and the red. But anyway, it looks cool, and I'm still pretty happy with it. So there you go, and I'll just get this off for you. Let's put this down. So yeah, so the power supply wasn't expensive. It was under $100, but it's still $750, and all the power specs work, you know, are actually quite impressive for the price. But I needed a half decent power supply to run this older tech, and yeah. So as you can see here, we've got SSD here. It's just a Western Digital green, and we've got a 500 here as backup. And yeah, just ID cooling that lights up white underneath it, as you can actually see. And you can sort of see in here, there's like a little RGB button as such. And yeah, I mean, you know, as you can see, it's a bit bunched up here. So what I did is, if I come around sort of this angle here, you can maybe sort of see sort of just there. There's just like a self-tapping screw that holds that in, and that little grill there is 140 millimeter, and it's a fractal design thing that came with one of my other cases. And so what I've done is I've just, you know, partitioned that off. So because, you know, the window only comes to there anyway, and so that just, you know, draws your eyes away from it as such. So I can sort of bunch it up, because this BitFenix, sorry if I've pronounced that wrong, sorry, but this Neo case isn't that fantastic. There's no bulge or anything on the side as such. And so it's very, very limited in the back for cable management, as much as that it has like this little channel down the side, but it's still not really enough, especially when you get a non-modular like this one. It's a little bit hard. But yeah, I feel as though it's still, you know, still fairly clean and still looks cool. But there you go. So thanks for watching, guys. This has been a little bit different, but I say that pretty much every single time. Anyway, thanks, guys.